Today, let me tell you a small story about something that happened in London in 1952. So, for several days, a thick cloud of pollution was covering the whole city, and the smog that was caused, it was caused by the burning coal and industrial emissions. People could people could barely see a few meters ahead, and hospitals quickly filled up with patients suffering from severe breathing problems. And within just a few days, more than 4,000 people died. This was known as the Great London Smog. Now, it showed the world a big lesson. It is that the environment around us can directly affect the human health. And that's exactly why in public health we try to understand the relationship between environment and health. That is our topic today. Hi, I'm Dr. Asha Priyanka, your public health dentist. Today, let's try and break down the topic environment and health step by step. So, first, what do we mean by environment? When we say environment, we refer to all external factors that affect human health. So, this will include our physical surroundings, chemical exposures, biological agents, social and cultural factors. So basically, the environment is not just the nature, it also includes the entire living context, that's around the people. Now, what are the components of an environment? To understand environment better, we try and divide it into different components. Firstly, physical component. This will include our climate, which is our temperature, the humidity, then the housing qualities, the conditions in which the housing takes place, then noise pollution, and then radiation. This includes our ionizing and non-ionizing radiations. Then we have our biological environment. This includes the living organisms around us. So for example, the microorganisms like bacteria and viruses, are animals like insects, animals like vectors like mosquitoes, rodents. Then we have plants which may also produce some allergens. All these organisms can they can support life, or they can aid, they can help in spreading the disease. Then comes our chemical environment. This includes chemicals that are present in our surroundings. For example, air pollutants such as carbon monoxide and sulfur dioxide, water contaminants like arsenic and fluoride. Then we have our soil contaminants like pesticides and heavy metals in the industrial chemicals. These substances may affect both general and oral health. Next, we have our social environment. The social environment includes factors like population density, urbanization, a person's socioeconomic status, their education, their cultural practices. All of these things also affect it. All these conditions strongly influence health behaviors, and the access that they have to healthcare also is affected by these conditions. Now let's look at some of the environmental factors that affect health. Firstly, our air. Air pollution comes in many forms, like in the vehicles that we use, the industries, and the burning of waste. All this causes some health effects. The health effects that are caused are like respiratory diseases such as asthma or COPD, and then there's cardiovascular diseases, and then there's risk of or increased risk of cancer also. The dental relevance here, or the dental perspective that we can see, is that airborne particulate matter, or that airborne particles, they can also cause mucosal irritation. Then we have water pollution. Water becomes polluted due to sewage discharge, due to industrial waste and agriculture runoff. It will also lead to diseases like cholera, like hepatitis A and E, fluorosis and dental fluorosis. The water quality is therefore very important for both general and oral health. Then we have our housing and shelter. Poor housing conditions can lead to health problems. Like when there's overcrowding, the communicable diseases will increase, like the infectious diseases will increase. If there's poor ventilation, that can lead to any respiratory diseases. And if there's very dampness in the house, it can cause to mold growth, and that will give rise to allergens. And then another aspect is waste disposal. When there's improper waste disposal, it creates, or it is like a breeding ground for insects and rodents, which are rats. So biomedical waste also possesses such infectious risks. That's what it has to do with our profession. In dentistry, the proper disposal of any sharps, any mercury containing waste is also very important. And then comes the noise pollution. So noise from traffic, from industries, from loudspeakers, what all this can do is it can cause a lot of stress for a person, and it can cause hearing loss, it can cause sleep disturbances. And noise pollution is also considered an important environmental health issue. Then our radiation comes into place. Now we know what radiation does. It can cause cancer, it can cause genetic mutations. And in dentistry we see radiation safety that should be followed in dental radiography. This is very important. Now let's just recap from our previous video on water quality and health. We now know that water quality is very essential for drinking, for hygiene and food preparation. Now, if water quality parameters, what all do they include? They include the water color, taste, odor, it should be presentable. The chemicals in it, which is like the fluoride level or the arsenic levels, should be in check. And the biological aspect, which is the bacterial contamination. The safe limit for fluoride in drinking water is about 1 to 1.5 ppm. So maintaining proper quality or proper water quality is very important for disease prevention. Then comes our vector-borne diseases. So environmentally, conditions also influence vector-borne diseases. This is like our mosquitoes that breed in stagnant water and spread diseases like malaria and dengue and chikungunya. So public health professionals have a very important role to play. They may participate in vector control and community awareness programs. We should not think of it as something out of our purview. Now let's see some preventive and control measures. To protect the environmental health, several measures are very important. These are like our environmental sanitation, safe water supply, proper waste disposal, which we will talk about in the next topic, pollution control regulations, health education about hygiene, and urban planning to reduce the crowding in the cities. And then the use of personal protective equipment or PPE in healthcare settings. We've actually, maybe fortunately or unfortunately due to COVID, all of us have been introduced to PPE very left, right and center. So it is really essential to make it a part of your practice. Maybe not everyday practice, but wherever the situation allows or indicates, you should really keep it handy and have it practiced. Now we spoke in lengths about the environment and what it has to do with our health, what it has to do with dental health. So what are the measures here in India where, how are they controlled? How do we control these environmental hazards? For this, there's a lot of laws that exist in India. Some important ones I'll mention now. Firstly, for water, we have the Prevention and Control of Pollution Act from 1974. For air, we have the Prevention and Control of Pollution Act again, where air is mentioned in 1981. And then the Environment Protection Act 1986. And Biomedical Waste Management Rules that are given in 2016. These laws, what they basically do is they regulate the pollution and they try and protect the public health. Now let's just see in a little detail about the environment and its linked to the oral health. So some examples of how they're linked is like fluorosis, which is due to high fluoride in drinking water. And then NOMA, it is in malnourished children with poor hygiene. Then oral cancer, that is linked to exposure of tobacco smoke and environmental carcinogens. So then there is also heavy metals like lead and mercury which affect the oral tissues. So environmental exposures, they can significantly influence our oral diseases. If we step back and look at the bigger picture, the environment is one of the most important determinants of oral health. The air we breathe, the water we drink, the housing we live in, and the social conditions around us, all these things shape our health outcomes. And as a public health dentist or a professional, a dental professional, Understanding that all of these environmental influences help address not only the general but the oral health problems population level is very, very important. I want to change your thinking to from a person that walks into your clinic trying to look at the symptoms in their mouth or the diseases in their mouth and treating them, whereas to change your thinking is to how to prevent them for your patient, for your patient's family, and possibly for the environment around you. That's why the relationship between environment and health is also so important in public health dentistry. And that's the shift I really, really personally want to make in you guys, the thinking shift. Again, let's look at the key linkages here. This is one concept that I have put in our Medi Study Go mind map books. So this will really give you an overview of just the important points, like a rapid review of the whole concept and how it is linked to dentistry and how it is linked together. So what it basically entails is how each thing is linked together, and this we have broken down such concepts into mind maps, and we've added such really, really good addition points to our mind map books. So if you're still confused as to whether you should purchase this book or not, don't be. It will really, really help you for your exams. If you want to purchase the book, you can on Amazon, on our website, on Dental Card, Flipkart, anywhere. So if you're really, really still confused and want to speak to us, please DM us on Instagram. You can also WhatsApp us if you're confused which book to buy. We will help you out personally. Let's see the key linkages now. Firstly, environmental. We have understood that it is a fundamental determinant of health. Air, water, soil, everything around us are all directly impacting the human well-being. And in dental public health, it's very, very affected by environmental factors like the fluoride level, like the waste management that happens. And how do we prevent this? By multi-sectorial effort, all of us coming together, involving health workers, policymakers, the community, the government, everybody. If we come together, we really, really can prevent a lot of diseases. This was about our environment and oral health. Now let's look at an MCQ and a flashcard from this topic. So, what is the safe limit of fluoride in drinking water? I want you to answer this before I reveal the answer. It's 1 to 1.5 ppm. Now, which measure helps reduce disease transmission by improving the living conditions? 1. Use of personal protective equipment. 2. Proper waste disposal. 3. Urban planning to reduce the crowding. And D. Pollution control regulations. The answer is urban planning to reduce crowding. And why? Because urban planning reduces crowding limits close contact between people, thereby lowering the risk of spread of any communicable diseases that are there. If people are crowded together, if they're all like too many people in one place, it is very natural for communicable diseases, which are infectious diseases, to spread. So we try and reduce that by urban planning. If you want more such MCQs and flashcards, you can go to our app right now while the concept is fresh. Go take a look, finish them, master them, you'll understand the concept and you're good to go for your exam. If you like the way this explanation takes place, if you enjoy our lectures, please comment below. Please let me know that this is working for you. So I also know, and I also have areas where I can improve because my aim is really, really simple. I want to make public health. I want you to fall in love with public health. I want you to understand the logic behind it and try and understand why this subject even exists, because I get the feeling that especially after BDS, when you think about your specialty, you want to do MDS, I think a lot of people, a lot of BDS graduates don't even consider public health. And it's such a shame. I feel like if you understand the structure, you'll really, really enjoy the subject. And that's why I do what I do. I will see you in the next topic.